What's up, everybody? Sam Dog, the infamous 253, coming at you guys. I'm joined by Dallas Stewart, and I'm joined through the power speakerphone by my buddy, Mr. Michael Mathis. Michael, say what's up.
What up, what up, what up?
Yep, and we are here to bring you guys the Week 7 game picks of the 2019 NFL season. Michael was my co-worker a little while back, and he has a channel where he's just playing Madden and doing a bunch of other video games, but he likes to hand a lot of people L's in Madden. Let him know, Michael.
Yeah, I hand out L's like they're candy, and I love to share my comments with people. So hit me up, Matt Hits Media.
Yep.
I'd like to mention that we are coming live from my room.
Yep, we are in.
We are in my room. We are doing this at the courtesy of my own domain or whatever.
For once, we are actually in Dallas's house, in his bedroom right now, and we're about to. And let's get this show on the road. First off, Thursday Night Football, we got the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Denver Broncos. Broncos coming off of a home win against the Tennessee Titans where they forced the Titans to bench Marcus Mariota for Ryan Tannehill. And the Chiefs are coming off of back-to-back losses, losing at home, blowing a 17-3 lead to the Houston Texans and Deshaun Watson. Mahomes has not really felt like himself lately, would you say?
No, it seems like he's been playing injured the last few weeks. They really need this game bad.
Yeah, what do you think, Michael?
I think that he's going through some challenges because teams actually have tape on him and stuff like that, and they had a whole offseason to train for him. And he also is playing hurt, and he also did lose his best receiver for, I think, what was it, like 6 weeks?
Yeah.
So, in Tyreek Hill. So, we'll see how he plays this week. Hopefully his legs heal up a bit more, because he's actually really fun to watch when he's fully healthy.
All right.
Oh, it is worth mentioning that the Broncos shut out the Titans last week.
Yes, the Broncos did.
It was a goose egg.
It was a goose egg, but yep. I am taking the Kansas City Chiefs.
So am I.
I'm taking the Chiefs to bounce back this week.
They can't afford to lose. If they lose 3 in a row, I think it's time to hit that panic button.
What about you, Michael? Who you picking?
Yeah, I'm picking the Chiefs as well, but I would also say don't count out that Broncos defense because it's really hard to shut anybody out in the NFL because the NFL. So I can see it being like a low-scoring game, but I don't see the reigning MVP losing 3 in a row. I just don't see it.
You and me both. So all three of us put a circle around the Kansas City Chiefs. All right. Up next, we got the Oakland/future Las Vegas Raiders traveling the Lambeau Field to take on the Green Bay Packers. The Packers are coming off of basically a gift from the refs from what should have been a Detroit Lions extra chance to try to go down and try to win the game, being down 23-22, but they missed two costly illegal hands to the face calls, which didn't look like illegal hands to the face on Trey Flowers. And
a different Trey Flowers.
Yeah,
not the Seahawks Trey Flowers.
Yeah,
I didn't know there was another Trey Flowers.
Yeah, the one who used to play for the Patriots that came over to the Lions. But man, we all know. I mean, if Detroit had another chance, if not for the BS penalty, because it would have put the Packers on 4th down, and Packers would have had to settle for a field goal. Raiders. Who are the Raiders coming off of?
I believe they're coming off of a bye.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because the Raiders beat the Bears in London. I'm gonna let Michael go first on this one. Who you got, Michael, and why?
Well, it's pretty clear at the end that the refs want Aaron Rodgers in the MVP conversation. But I also would not be shocked if there's a lot of makeup calls in this game. So I'm gonna go for a shocker. Go for the Raiders.
You're gonna take the Raiders?
I'm doing it.
All right, I'm gonna put an M over the Raiders, and meanwhile, the Raiders. You know, they're coming off of a big win over the Bears in London in the first game in Tottenham Stadium, but the Packers and Aaron Rodgers, that defense still playing good, but they kind of got a little exposed by the Detroit Lions passing attack too. They could leave some openings, but knowing Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, I gotta go with the Green Bay Packers in this one. So me and Dallas are gonna be going opposite way, but
I like them to get to 6-1.
Yeah, but if they get an upset, that would be a great upset to see the Raiders upset them. So I'm gonna put an S and a D over the Packers. I'm gonna just write that on right here. All right, so that's our first split of the picks between you and me and Dallas picking the Packers and you picking the Raiders. So that's just how it is. If there's a split, we put the first letter in our names over the teams that we pick. Is that cool with you, Michael?
That's totally chill.
All right. Up next, we got the Los Angeles Rams taking on the Atlanta Falcons. The Rams just made a marquee trade, which Michael called me earlier to tell me about, where they just traded 2 first-round draft picks to the Jacksonville Jaguars to acquire cornerback Jalen Ramsey. And, man, that was a crazy trade today. What are both your guys' thoughts on that, man?
It should help their secondary, I would think.
Michael?
Yeah, I would say that obviously adding Jalen Ramsey to any secondary is going to be a massive boost, but I'm not entirely sure that the value they gave up for him was entirely worth it.
Yeah.
Because they gave up like 2 first-round picks and a 4th. So.
Yeah, but now back to the teams themselves. The Rams are coming off of just getting stunned by the San Francisco 49er defense. We know the 49er defense now is going to be a challenge, and I got that, like I mentioned before back in work, Michael, that I have that Monday night game etched on my calendar. But right now, obviously, my main focus is to Baltimore. But that Rams team got held to only 7 points, and they had a couple of interceptions, which what they should have done instead of going for it on 4th down both those times, they should have kicked field goals so they could have at least been down by 7, and had a chance to try to go and tie the game and maybe force overtime. So it's like they got turnovers, and Garoppolo's thrown like an interception in all but the Cleveland game. But, it's a matter of, finding the chink in the armor and who's going to crack it for the 49ers. But during the Rams, the Rams have definitely, I think this trade is a panic trade. If they flushed out 2 first-round picks, I'll tell you what, I think the real winner in this one, we won't know yet though, but I think so far the winner in this trade is Jacksonville. They got 2 first-round picks.
Yeah.
And the Falcons are coming off of another loss, surprisingly, to the Arizona Cardinals.
Where Matt Bryant missed an extra point with just under 2 minutes left?
Yeah, and then they couldn't convert the onside kick. Every time we pick the Falcons, they failed, so I think we're pretty much done.
Picking the Falcons, and I mentioned Jay Gruden getting his pink slip. Dan Quinn could easily get his pink slip. I don't know when, though. So maybe that'll be another prediction that comes true.
Yep.
Dan Quinn getting his walking papers.
So is it safe to say we're putting the circle around the Rams?
Yeah, and I do want to point out with the Falcons, though. The Falcons have lost a lot of games, but it's not because of Matt Ryan. Like, if you look at Matt Ryan's stats, he's actually putting up really good numbers, but his defense is just so trash. Like, they are not doing anything for him. He put up, 4 touchdowns, I think, last week, and they still lost. He had, a perfect quarterback rating.
Yeah. And obviously the kicker messed it up for them. So are we all 3 putting a circle around the Rams?
Put a circle. They're gonna get back on track.
Yeah, Sean McVay's offense is gonna shred that Falcons defense. There's not a chance.
Yeah, and the question is, will Jalen Ramsey play this week for the Rams?
I think he will. I would be surprised if he didn't. If he doesn't play this week, he's definitely gonna play next week.
All right, up next we got the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Washington Redskins. Niners probably going to blow this team out, but the Redskins did win the Sewage Bowl against the Miami Dolphins by 1 point, so the Redskins could be contending for the 2nd overall pick pending the Bengals-Dolphin match later in the year.
Mock drafts have them drafting Justin, or no. Actually, the Bengals have the number 1 pick right now. The latest mock draft has Justin Herbert going number 1 to the Bengals. It looks like they've already moved on from Andy Dalton.
So,
oh my God.
Anything you want to add on to it, Michael?
I don't have much to add. The 49ers are going to crush the Redskins, I feel, because the Redskins are just a perennial dumpster fire. Like, they're going to constantly suck until time ends.
Yeah. All right, circle the 49ers. We're all 3 picking the Niners.
Unfortunately. It would be hilarious if somehow the Washington pulled it off.
Yeah, but it's not.
It's not gonna happen. They played Miami last week. Hell, probably Alabama could beat Miami. Clemson could probably beat Miami.
Clemson could probably beat the Redskins too.
You're right. Clemson could probably beat the damn Redskins or the Deadskins.
Oh man,
That's great.
that was great. All right, up next, AFC South rivalry: Houston Texans going to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. The Texans are coming off of a big victory over the Kansas City Chiefs in Arrowhead Stadium, and the Colts are coming off of the bye week. Were the Colts on a bye last week?
Yep.
Colts are coming off of a bye week where they won at Arrowhead as well, which was insane that the Chiefs dropped those back-to-back games to both the Colts and the Texans. But Deshaun Watson, he's been showing resilience when he was down and making that comeback, but it's gonna be good. The Colts with their defense, and then obviously Jacoby Brissett at quarterback. But I think the Colts are gonna be in for a letdown, so I'm gonna take the Houston Texans in this one. I'm taking the Texans.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you on that one. I can see that.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Texans as well. I just like the way they're rolling right now. It just seems like they're jiving right now on both sides really, and that was a big win last week at Arrowhead.
Mm-hmm.
And I like them to repeat as AFC South champs. But we'll see what they can do in the playoffs. It seems like they just flame out in the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree entirely.
Yeah. All right. Up next, we got the Minnesota Vikings versus the Detroit Lions in Detroit. We all know the Lions totally got hosed last night on some bullcrap calls. And then but it was still a close game. But obviously, that last call was nowhere near close to being an illegal hands to the face, obviously. And then Minnesota Vikings just pistol whipped the Philadelphia Eagles at home, 38-20. It was, man, they just took it to them. Would you say another kind of ultimate revenge to that NFC? I mean, not really ultimate revenge because it's not the NFC Championship, but they just took it to them pretty good, pretty handily. And but the Lions are looking pretty tough too. I don't know. We may have. Is this going to be a toss-up game?
I gotta go with Minnesota.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're playing good. They're playing pretty good right now.
Their defense is playing good. Kirk Cousins is on fire.
They gotta try to keep pace with Green Bay in the North.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Vikings as well because
Yeah, I think Detroit's gonna start to fall apart a bit.
Yeah, I'm sold on that receiver core with Thielen and Diggs, and then that defense that they have too. So and Kirk Cousins is playing better ever since Thielen called him out for that one loss, and they're looking to keep pace with it. So I like the Vikings in this. Michael, what about you?
Yeah, I'm thinking actually I'm going to go with the Lions because I can just see them. Ever since they got Darrell Bevel as an offensive coordinator, they've gotten so much more aggressive with their throws and stuff because now Bevel's working as an offensive line, and Kerryon Johnson just looks really good.
Yeah.
And that defense actually kept Aaron Rodgers in check for a while. And
They did.
They probably would have kept them in check if they weren't those dumb penalties. So
True.
I can see them beating the Vikings, and there might even be some makeup calls this week to favor the Lions over the Vikings.
So he's split on 2 games so far.
We're split on 2 games so far. But, yeah, I could see a possible reason that could happen, though. I mean...
What killed the Lions was having to settle for field goals.
Yeah.
I mean, that just came back and just haunted them the whole game.
And what Coleman did on that interception, I'll tell you what, it kind of makes me wish we still had Justin Coleman. Coleman's balling right now with the Lions, but it might be Matt Patricia.
Oh, yeah, I'd rather bring him up. Tristan Coleman looks like a monster, and there's a reason why he's the highest paid slot corner right now, I think.
The nickel corner.
I'm sorry. But, yeah, he's really playing like an all-star right now.
He really is. But yep, that's a split so far for you and me. I mean, me and Dallas both siding Vikings. You going with the Lions, so it'll be interesting come that time. Although I'll have to keep an eye on that game while I'm waiting to get into CenturyLink Field for the Seahawks Ravens game on Sunday. So I'll definitely keep an eye on that game.
Oh yeah.
All right, up next we got the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. We all know the story. The Jaguars just just got 2 first-round picks and a trade for Jalen Ramsey. The Bengals are definitely going to be the bottom dweller of the AFC North. So, yeah, and that Jacksonville defense, Jaguars are coming off of a loss to the New Orleans Saints, where that defense was able to keep Minshew in check, and then obviously but it was a close game altogether until Teddy Bridgewater was able to hit Jared Cook for the late touchdown. I'm gonna go with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I gotta go with the Jags to get back on track. The Bengals are just atrocious. Oh, they did play the Ravens pretty tough, though. I thought that was going to be a blowout. Surprised that game was close.
The Bengals?
The Bengals only lost to the Ravens, I think, by 6? It was a close game.
You gotta consider that isn't a baseball game, though. And baseball games, by nature, are pretty close. Because they bust out more crazy plays. Or they have different play designs.
But yeah, you going Jaguars in this one, Michael?
Yeah, I'm going Jaguars, although I'm kind of suspicious about this defense. They still have some good players like Calais Campbell, for instance, or Yannick Ngakoue. But that secondary is going to be something to watch, though.
AJ Bouye?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so that's a circle for the Jags. Up next, we got the Arizona Cardinals going to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Giants. The Cardinals come off of that they're on a two-game winning streak, coming off of wins against the Cincinnati Bengals and the Atlanta Falcons. And the New York Giants, well, they ran into a roadblock and a goat named Tom Brady in New England last Thursday night on Foxborough, where Daniel Jones, they kept it close for a little while because the Giants had a defensive score, but then Patriots defense just took care of business and the offense put up some points, and obviously the Patriots were winning that one. But you know what? The Kyler Murray got him on a good win streak. Murray's starting to adjust, and I like the way he's been adjusting so far in his first few weeks as obviously playing and starting in the league. And I like what he's doing. And obviously he's got Larry Fitzgerald, and who knows what else the defense is going to do. Can that defense get good pressure on Daniel Jones? But other than that, I like what's going on here. But shout out to the Entertainer Talking Sports and Kid Blue RB27 and Bad Dog and Rover Sports, a couple of Giants fans on here. And then also shout out to AZ Cards NRD, Noah, the Arizona Cardinal fan I know back in Arizona. Just had to shout these guys out. But I'll be honest with you, I like Arizona in this one. So I'm going to take the Cardinals to get 3 straight wins. I'm taking the Cardinals over the Giants.
I'm here for the splits, I guess. I'm going for the Giants on this one.
Wow. 3 splits.
I gotta go with the Cardinals. It seems like they're starting to find a rhythm with their offense with Kyler Murray. And I like them to match their win total. How about that? They can match their win total from last year in Week 7. With Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah, and then also, when you look at it, is this the first time that 2 top 10 picks from this year's first round of the NFL draft will face each other in the same season or wait a minute, it happened in Week 1 in 2015 when Marcus Mariota took on Jameis Winston in Week 1 in 2015. So this will be the second time since 2015 that 2 of the top 10 picks would take on each other in the same in the same rookie season as starting quarterbacks. But me and Dallas like Kyler Murray. I know you like Daniel Jones, but that should be a good one in MetLife Stadium. I have a feeling of that. That will be a good game.
Yeah, I like it. It's gonna be a fun game to watch for sure. So I might catch that one in Red Zone or something. It'd be pretty interesting to watch.
All right. Up next, we got the Miami Dolphins and Buffalo Bills.
Bills. Yeah, I have no comment. Bills.
Yeah, I gotta go with the Bills. The Bills might as well be on another bye week. I thought they were just coming off of a bye.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get Miami on your schedule, that's like a bye. Or like Cincinnati, just a bye week. You see their name and you just put the W in your column.
As Richard Turner would say, it's a glorified practice.
Yeah.
All right. All right, so circle around the Bills. Up next, we got the Los Angeles Chargers taking on the Tennessee Titans in Tennessee. Chargers are definitely, to me, the biggest disappointment this year, and the Titans are definitely an even bigger disappointment, getting shut out by the Broncos and benching Marcus Mariota for Ryan Tannehill. Phillip Rivers got beat by a third-string quarterback against the Pittsburgh Steelers. They got beat by Devlin Hodges, a.k.a. the Hodge Fellow, as I was calling him when me and Dallas were doing our red zone reactions. Shout out to Eric of Steel. Steelers are on the bye week. And basically, congrats on that big win that you got against the Chargers last week with the Hodge Fellow at quarterback. Chargers are going into Tennessee, taking on the Titans. It's going to be, who knows what's going to happen in this one. Titans got a really good defense.
Is that a basement battle?
I don't know.
Both those teams in last place?
I don't think that. I think
the Titans have to be last in the South.
I think the Chargers are tied with the Broncos. But man, this could be a good one though. I'm gonna let both you guys go first.
I'm gonna go with the Chargers on this one, just because I just think that the Titans right now have no clue what they're doing. They're not getting their stars involved. Derrick Henry's getting like maybe 10 carries a game. Like he's not involved in the offense at all. And Phillip Rivers, he's not looking necessarily great this year, but I'd rather see his offense over what the Titans are running right now, because it makes no sense to me whatsoever.
And then the defense is missing Derwin James, obviously, for the Chargers defense. They're really missing Derwin James right now. Him missing has been an impact to that defense.
Yeah, I'll probably have to go with the Chargers. The Titans just look lost.
Okay, circle the Chargers. I'm going with the Chargers.
I gotta believe they bounce back after losing to a third stringer at home in prime time.
Yeah.
So circle the Chargers.
Yeah, the Chargers. Both those teams they've underachieved this year. I thought the Titans were maybe gonna do something this year, maybe get a wild card, maybe contend for the South, but they've really disappointed me this year.
True.
Same with the Chargers.
I've got Derrick Henry on my fantasy team, and he's not putting up great numbers. He put up like 3.3 points this week.
Well, at work you were mentioning all the hype on Christian McCaffrey, so I think you might as well stake to Christian McCaffrey because he's killing it.
Oh my God, dude, you have no idea.
All right. Up next, our game. Got the Baltimore Ravens coming to Seattle to take on our Seattle Seahawks. Our Seahawks coming off of a big come-from-behind win over the Cleveland Browns last week in Cleveland, where we just clawed our way back. I mean, the resiliency that was shown by our MVP quarterback. I mean, although we gave up those yards, but the 3 interceptions were definitely huge. Thank God for that, especially the one in the end zone. And then Ziggy Ansah stripping Nick Chubb, which was a big-time play of the game. And it's going to be a fun game. Earl Thomas coming back. The Ravens just acquired Marcus Peters in a trade from the Los Angeles Rams. And I forgot the linebacker who they traded over to the Ravens. But first, I want to give a shout-out to this guy that was just on Norb's live call-in. This dude, he's a Ravens fan. Drops really good content on YouTube. His name is Engraven Vids. He used to be Engraven Raven, but it's Engraven Vids. So shout out to him. Got to have a little conversation with him when he was on Norb's live chat. Appreciate you subbing up the channel, and obviously I'm subbed to you now, and I appreciate that. And it'll be a good game, so good luck to you, and may the best team win. It should be fun. I know the Ravens got some weapons. Obviously, Lamar Jackson using his feet. He looked pretty good in the beginning. I mean, he had a tough game against the Cleveland Browns, and who else did they lose to this year? Did the Ravens?
The Browns.
Oh yeah, they lost to the Chiefs.
The Chiefs, yeah.
So they're 2-4
4-2.
They're 4-2 right now, but I'm not sleeping on this Ravens team. But with the way Russell's been playing, and Cleveland found some chink in the armor in their defense, but I'm still not going to sleep on because we know they got a good pass rush, And the best part right now this week is we get Jaron Reed back, and that should heavily affect what we're trying to do with shutting down the run game with Mark Ingram and Gus Edwards. So hopefully that could come back and help us out big. But we're at home. 12s are going to be going nuts, especially with Earl Thomas's return. I want this game bad. I hope we can do it. But yeah, it's going to be a good game. I know I've been saying too much, but I'm taking the Seahawks. I'm taking the Seahawks at home to keep the streak going. I'm taking the Seahawks.
I gotta go with Seattle as well.
I agree. Wouldn't it be great if the Seahawks got like a game-winning interception, and then Pete Carroll just flips off Earl Thomas?
Oh man. I'm not gonna boo Earl because of all the because he was a good friend to me when he was on the Seahawks though. But what happened happens, and I'm pretty sure Pete will take the high road on that. But imagine.
He will.
I know Pete will take the high road on that.
It'd be interesting if we saw these two teams in Miami somehow in February, wouldn't it?
I'm not assuming. Don't assume it. Don't
Wouldn't
assume
that be
it.
an interesting matchup?
Yeah, but I'm not assuming it. I'm just, like I mentioned, we are one game at a time.
Yeah.
We're realistic. But circle the Seahawks.
Yeah, this game has a vibe similar to that Seahawks-Texans game, like 2 years ago, I think.
When
they were playing the Texans at home.
you talk about the shootout with Deshaun Watson in 2017, the day I got the jersey from Pete.
Yeah, that game. That game, this has a similar vibe to that game because it's like two dual-threat quarterbacks who can just like run very well, throw very well, and I can see this being a high-scoring game, but also two pretty solid defenses. I mean, Seahawks haven't played great defense recently, but they held up pretty nice in the second half last game against the Browns.
Oh yeah. And now we're getting Jaron Reed back, which helps. So we're putting a circle around our Seahawks.
Yes, let's get some sacks this week, though. We need some sacks.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, we need some sacks, man. Big time. All right, up next, we got the New Orleans Saints taking on the Chicago Bears. The Bears are coming off of a bye week after losing disappointingly to the Oakland/future Las Vegas Raiders in London. The question is, I know the Bears. When do the Bears get Mitchell Trubisky back? What is going on with Trubisky? And obviously the Saints are playing really good with Teddy Bridgewater, and that defense are coming off of a tough road win against the Jaguars. But what is going on with Trubisky? When is he going to be back, or will he not be back this season?
I have no idea. All I know is, even when he's in, he's not great. He's just like middle of the pack at best.
So are we circling the Saints again?
I'm circling the Saints on this one, dude. I'm totally down for that.
Yeah, I'm going with the Saints.
Yeah, the Saints
Plus,
just...
the Bears lost a defensive lineman. I think it was like Akeem Hicks or something like that. They lost him for the season.
Damn. So yeah, we're definitely going for the Saints then on this one.
They're just the Saints are just clicking on all cylinders. Offense, the defense is rising up. Bridgewater seems to be gelling with the receivers and the running game. Everything is just clicking for them right now. They are just on a roll.
Yeah, props to Sean Payton for keeping that team together through a really difficult situation there. Losing Drew Brees is no laughing matter.
No.
And they did it well.
Yeah, it's no laughing matter at all. But they've been able to...
No laughing matter for whoever gets to see them in the playoffs, especially if they have to go there.
And plus the 49ers still got to play the Saints, which the Saints will have Drew Brees back by the time they play the 49ers.
Yeah, there's already been videos circulating of Drew Brees throwing in practice, and he looked pretty good doing it. So
that would be a really interesting playoff matchup, 49ers and the Saints.
Yeah,
I'd love to see it.
Remember that classic 2011 NFC divisional playoff, the Vernon Davis catch part 3.
Yeah,
that was a classic. That was a classic playoff game.
It was.
It was at Candlestick. I would like to see another playoff matchup between them.
Is it just me, or is it more fun when the 49ers are good?
It is. I think it's just better for the league.
It's better for our rivalry too. You know?
It's just better for the NFL. It's not fun when the Niners are bad.
I mean, it was fun when it was Pete Carroll versus.
I wish Jim Harbaugh. I wish Michigan would fire Jim Harbaugh and he could come back and coach the Niners.
Although Kyle Shanahan is doing a good job though with them too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I want Jim Harbaugh to return to the NFL.
Yeah, it was fun.
That was a fun rivalry.
That was a fun.
Jim Harbaugh made it the rivalry it was. It wouldn't have been a rivalry without him.
Yeah, I fully agree with that.
All right. Up next, we got Sunday Night Football. We got the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys lost to an 0-4 Jets team that just got Sam Darnold back, and that defense was clicking without C.J. Mosley. And then They get that big fourth down stop, and Sam Darnold just bombs it to Robbie Anderson for a 92-yard touchdown after that turnover on downs. And the Cowboys, man, they were able to claw back, but he couldn't get it to Jason Witten for the tying 2-point conversion. Demaryius Thomas almost lost the onside kick, but got it to secure the Jets win. Eagles coming off of getting pistol whipped in Minnesota in the site where they won the Super Bowl. Eagles got pistol whipped by the Vikings, so we know that story. Eagles versus Cowboys, Sunday Night Football. It'll be interesting because this is going to have implications for the NFC East big time this week. But I think I'm going to have to go with the I don't know. This is a tough one. What do you think, Dallas?
Probably Eagles. I'm losing confidence in the Cowboys.
Yeah,
I've picked them, is it 2 weeks? Is it 3 weeks in a row I picked? 3 weeks in a row I think we've both picked them and they've lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, I want to pick the Cowboys.
Because the Eagles' defense got exposed.
Yeah, like, they almost lost to the frickin' Dolphins at one point. They were actually it was actually a close game.
Yeah.
Like, I get the sense that they're really not as good as they say they are, or that they seem to be, but I get that same vibe with the Eagles as well.
Yeah.
And we thought the Cowboys were getting a cupcake with the Jets.
So many people thought the Eagles were Super Bowl contenders.
I didn't believe that, but I believe that they were better than middle of the pack teams.
Whew, so yeah, I'm gonna it's a tough one. I'm gonna side with Dallas and go with Philadelphia.
God, that'd be four L's in a row for the Cowboys. I'm talking about coaches that getting their walking papers. Jason Garrett should have got his walking papers or his pink slip about 4 or 5 seasons ago. I mean, really, how much more ineptitude can Jerry Jones put up with? How much more mediocrity? That's what they've gotten with Jason Garrett, just mediocrity.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. I'm picking the Eagles as well. Like, did you see that one clip of the Cowboys players walking to the sideline and Jason Garrett has his hand out for a high five, and the players didn't even high five him?
Wow.
They do not like Garrett. Like, they do not respect him.
So Garrett's losing the locker room.
Yeah. You gotta think, like, those players saw his hand and made the decision to think, yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna high five him. No. It's not worth it.
to Skip Bayless, how about them Cowboys?
Did you see Stephen?
You're 3-3.
You should have seen Stephen A. Smith on his birthday yesterday. That was the perfect.
Was it on First Take?
It was. You gotta look it up. Stephen A. Smith had the perfect trolling of the Cowboys.
He despises the Cowboys.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, but when you work with Skip Bayless your whole career, you're gonna freaking hate the Cowboys. Or book your career.
I wish Skip Bayless was still on First Take. I can't. Kellerman's terrible.
But
I cannot stand Max Kellerman.
Shannon Sharp though was freaking having fun with Skip on the other.
Oh yeah, on Undisputed. Yeah,
that was
they go after each other quite a bit.
All right, so Eagles it is on that one. Up next, finally, last but not least, Monday Night Football, Patriots versus Jets. Shout out to Butcher's Block and shout out to Gangrene David and Jets Central on this one. Gangrene David wants that Monday night game bad. And the Jets are coming off of that big win against the Cowboys. Patriots are coming off of beating the Giants at home in Foxborough at Gillette Stadium. But I think we all know where we're going. I think we're going to go, after the Jets had that big win, I think the Jets are going to be in for a letdown. So I'm going to go with the New England Patriots getting the win in MetLife Stadium against that Jets team. So I'm taking the Patriots.
Okay, this is going to be controversial, but this has all the makings of a trap game to me. Because the Patriots always have every year at least one really fluky loss. And this one seems to be the one that is going to be it.
Are you talking about like the Miami Miracle last year?
Yes, and that game against the Eagles a few years ago where they just got destroyed by the Eagles and all of that crazy stuff.
And the Super Bowl?
Yeah, like I can just see, well, not the Super Bowl, but the...
Not the Super Bowl, obviously.
Yeah, it was one of those really weird games where they ran like that trick play of Tom Brady, but he actually caught the ball. for like 20 yards, I think. I think it was like 2016. I could be wrong on that.
Yeah.
But I'm going to take the Jets on this one. I can actually see them upsetting the Patriots considering that one fluky loss that they got.
Wow, so you split on what, 4 games now?
4 games, Michael. 4 games. Wow.
Wow. Let's see.
You're predicting some upsets, man.
Here, we'll see how much he gets right. Me and you did not.
Me and
Split
Dallas
on
didn't. Me and Dallas didn't
This
split.
is what, second or third week in a row?
Second week in a row we haven't had a split.
Oh yeah, because 2 weeks ago we split on Tampa Bay and New Orleans.
All right.
And I won it.
Yep. And
We're 2-2 on the splits.
yeah.
I'm promoting my channel, Matt Hits Media. I'm coming in hot.
Mathis Media.
Matt Hits Media.
Oh, Mad Hits Media.
Yeah.
All right, Mad Hits Media. Make sure you remember that. Mad Hits Media. He got his Madden highlights on there and other game highlights. Make sure to sub that up as well. Make sure to sub up Mad Hits Media. Look them up. You can't miss them. All those Madden highlights. You can. Why don't you post a link to your channel in the comments once I get the video uploaded? All right, Michael.
Yeah, this is a fresh channel that I started about a month ago. Got me a handful of clips. I'm going to be posting into it more regularly. But yeah, that's how it's going to be. And I'm going to be posting some Apex Legends gameplay, some Siege, some other stuff like that. So, if you're interested, check it out.
All right, and now to recap the picks. So we all agreed on the Chiefs beating the Broncos. We split on the Raiders, and me and Dallas picked the Packers. You picked the Raiders. We all 3 agreed on the Rams over the Falcons. We all 3 agreed on the 49ers beating the Redskins. The Texans beating the Colts. And we split on Vikings and Lions. Me and Dallas picked Vikings. You picked the Lions. And we all agreed on the Jaguars beating the Bengals. We split on Cardinals and Giants, where me and Dallas picked the Cardinals. You picked the Giants. And we all 3 agreed on the Bills, the Chargers, and our Seahawks. Again, we got our Seahawks getting a win at home. Got the Saints winning against the Bears. And the Eagles beating the Cowboys. And finally, you picked the Jets to get an upset on Monday Night Football against the Patriots, where me and Dallas think the Patriots will probably get to 7-0. And there you have it for the picks. It'll be an interesting week. Let's see how it goes on. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to like, subscribe if you're new, ring the bell for notifications. Michael, thank you for doing this with me and Dallas, and I hope you all enjoyed the comfort of watching us do the game picks live from Dallas's room. And
my dome or whatever.
Yeah, and not my room.
Lair.
and not my room for once. Wanted to try something new. Thank you guys for all tuning in. Next week we'll try to do it. We'll get back to my room. Maybe I can have Dallas come over next time. We can do it from my area or down in the game room where we do the red zone reactions. And you know the rest. Thank you all for tuning in. If you ain't with it, you ain't infamous. And as always, go Seahawks.